Hello, hello. Okay. You guys should definitely be able to hear me now. No, you still can't hear me? Dang. Well, hello, hello. It's moving. Okay. Big B said y'all can hear me now. Good. I am so sorry about that, y'all. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Please comment below your score for Alcorn State versus Jackson State University. I just wanted to come on here quickly and talk about tomorrow's game, what to expect, and quickly go over. We had a lot of stuff going on this past week. Lord knows we had a lot of stuff going on with um, the current newly appointed president, the former president. He made a statement. We had a mayor that was a graduate of Jackson State. He put his information in he entered his information in the chat. So we've had a lot of going on this past week, but it is the Soul Bowl week. So thank you all for tuning in. Um, Jerome says 35-20 Jackson State University. G Mini says 27-24. Now, why would you want to give us a heart attack like that? 27-24 means it's down to the wire. It's down to a one possession game. And that's what she's predicting, 27-24. GHC 28, JSU 38, Alcorn 17. See, this is the type of game I would like to see. Something with some separation. I don't need a heart attack. Unstoppable says JSU 45, Alcorn 12. So, I deeply apologize. I don't have any slides for you guys tonight, but I do think that it's important that we quickly talk about Alcorn's offense with Howard and Aaron Allen, and we talk about Jackson State's defense, what type of schemes that Jackson State should and should not play this week. One of them, which is of course, is I do not want to see them running that 3-4-3 anything. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see a 3-man front at all. Y'all go ahead and say hi to Braxton because he came here. I'm in Jackson, and guess who came with me? Braxton. Say hi.
Hi.
Yep. That's why I'm in at 9 o'clock at night in Jackson because I do have my son with me. Um, Toy Lee, 28-14, Jackson State. So my only concern right now is Alcorn got embarrassed last week. They got embarrassed so bad, like to only score 10 points to a team that was 2-7. They got embarrassed, and they're gonna look to take it out on somebody. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow it's penalty heavy. And why I say that it's penalty heavy is because of the level of aggressiveness that we'll probably see tomorrow. So I'm anticipating that Alcorn plays with some aggressiveness, and uh, Jackson State matches that aggressiveness. And shout out to Unc. Shout out to Unc and him spending time with his nephew Braxton today. I really appreciate that. And Braxton had a good time. And Braxton will be at the game tomorrow, as will I. Um, so I'm excited. So here's my concern about Jackson State. So offensively, Jacoby Morgan has been on a tear. He's went undefeated since he's been starting quarterback. So what do we need to see from the offense? We need to see completions because a lot of times the offense does not complete the passes. We have to see that tomorrow. Very huge game. Bethune Cookman versus FAMU. How many of y'all got Bethune Cookman? If you're rooting for Bethune Cookman, comment Hell Wildcats in the chat. And I'm on my phone, so I can't comment Hell Wildcats. But if you ever were indecisive or didn't know who I was going for, let me see if it'll play. Florida Classic tomorrow. Florida Classic tomorrow. Where's my jacket? We all know who I'm going for that particular game. Come on now. So we're rooting for the Wildcats for that particular game versus FAMU. But Jackson State versus Alcorn, I'm not gonna be I'm optimistic because I think that Jackson State is gonna finish out correctly. They're going to come with their A game. But you have to understand that Alcorn got embarrassed so bad. You know when you lose a game and then whoever that game is after that loss, that team usually gets demolished. So I need for Jackson State to match Alcorn's intensity, but not get penalties because a lot of times penalties can have a effect on the game. So for instance, in the Alabama State versus Jackson State game, one thing that we saw is that Alabama State would draw a foul and then Jackson State would also draw a foul, which would cancel out the foul. So if Alabama State was basically the flag was thrown for roughing the passer or um, a personal foul, Jackson State would also be hit with one of those, which basically would cancel out that 15 yards that we desperately needed. Unstoppable says Texas Southern exposed a lot of Alcorn's weaknesses. Unstoppable, please comment below what are those weaknesses that they were able to expose. So, one of the things that Texas Southern was able to do was stop the run game. Very important. Um, for me, I think that the DBs got it on lock. They're number one in all of FCS with interceptions. So, I do not think that in the air will be a problem. The problem that I see, and I'm hoping that we don't see that tomorrow, is the three-man front. I do not want to see a three-man front against Alcorn, who is liable to give Howard the ball and he runs it. That's something that you don't want to see is that three-man front. Unless you're disguising it with a blitz. If you're going to which I haven't seen either. I haven't seen like a three-man front by Jackson State where they disguise it with a blitz and rearrange it to where it's a four-man front that's disguised as a three-man. I haven't seen that yet. So for me, knowing that Alcorn is run heavy, I don't want to see them run. I don't want to see them do that. And defense is paramount in this game. I know a lot of people want to see a lot of points put up, but defense is so important in this game. Um, we got to see the stops. Um, Even in this last game that we had, The defense was making that first, second, and third down stops that they needed, but sometimes when the opposing team went for a fourth down, they would get the fourth down and they would get a first down. So I just want to see the defense make sure to capitalize off of those third and longs and make that final stop. If y'all want to talk about the new president or no, let me know in the chat if you guys. I don't think we should talk about the new president. We're going to talk about this win that we have tomorrow and this 8-3 season that we have going. Um, Cheering for our team tomorrow. Um, I'm excited. I am excited. My things ain't moved since I was ago. Let me see. Oops. Hang on. Sorry, y'all. Please let me know if you can hear me. I'm on my phone, y'all. I apologize about that. Okay. So, someone said there's mixed feelings about our new president. A lot of the Jackson community seems to really like him. So, we'll just see if we get that water system and the upgrades for McAllister Whiteside. Roy said JSU needs to focus both offense and defense, win the game on the field, not on paper. Go Tigers. I'll be watching Howard beat Morgan tomorrow. Okay. That's what we I'm rooting for Howard. I will be okay, so I'll be three things tomorrow. I will be a Buffalo. I will be, of course, a Jackson State Tiger of the Jackson State University. And I will be a Bethune Cookman Wildcat tomorrow. Because those are definitely three of my picks. Unstoppable says one of the weaknesses for Alcorn is that Aaron Allen, when under pressure, is bound to throw an interception. And we all know about Jackson State defense and those no fly zone DBs. They love to catch interceptions. Hopefully, we get a pick six tomorrow. Um, Mr. Carey says our defense will get a forced turnover touchdown. Antoine Blackman asked, "Who is our um, president?" Mm, his name is well. Since I'm on my phone, I actually don't have the option to pull up that particular person, but his name is Mr. Marcus. And he is um, he's from Mississippi. He's a Jackson State alum, and he's a recent employee of IHL. And you know what? I'm gonna when I get home back to North Carolina, I'll do a show and we'll break down the choosing of the president and not necessarily focusing on whether or not he should be the president, but focusing on what are the expectations from Jackson State alums, staff, students, and the community. What are our expectations? Dr. Marcus Thompson, Mr. Carey put it in the chat. For those of you that don't know, Jackson State finally has an appointed president. It's Dr. Marcus Thompson. So we'll get on Mr. Dr. Marcus later on a later date at a different show. Um, Honestly, I wasn't gonna stay on here for very long. I'm gonna drop the StreamYard in the chat in case anybody has any comments or concerns. I'm gonna drop the StreamYard in the chat. Whether or not you want to make a bold prediction about tomorrow's game, or if you want to talk about a different game. I think that Howard versus Morgan State is a huge game, not just for the MEAC, but this is Celebration Bowl implications. And I also wanted to talk about the games for tomorrow. So, if Alcorn loses to Jackson State and Grambling beats Southern and Prairie View loses, there's a chance that Grambling can go to the Celebration Bowl. So there's just a lot of stuff going on in the West that implicates three or four different teams that could possibly make it to the SWAC championship to play against FAMU. I'm going to drop that. All I'm going to say is every snake has its day. I'm pretty sure folks didn't think that Bethune-Cookman could beat Alabama A&M either, but every snake has its day. Oh, that's not nice. So I'm not gonna disparage the president like that. Now, whether if I'm talking about his resume, that's a different story. But I'm never gonna disparage him and name call him. So it's not nice. Um, I have high expectations for Dr. Marcus Thompson. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here, put my thoughts together. I'm gonna do my picks right now, and then I will do a post game show tomorrow. I wanted to do a pregame show with G from Swack and a Fool, but that kind of fell through. So in the event I'm able to do a show with Swack and a Fool, it'll be like a pregame show. So we'll see if we can get a pregame show tomorrow at like around noon tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. A pregame show with Swack and a Fool. So my picks, of course, for tomorrow are Howard over Morgan State, Bethune Cookman over FAMU. Mm, I don't know who else to pick. Y'all already know who I'm going for. Of course, for Jackson State versus Alcorn State. I don't think I need to say that one. So those are two picks that I have. So of course, Howard over Morgan State and Bethune Cookman over FAMU. Anyway, I hope to see you guys tomorrow at the game. If you see me at the game, say hi and let's take a picture. And of course, you might see my son Braxton as well. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Um, I will see y'all all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night.